I'm going to show you a tool where you can create great looking App Store screenshots fast and with no design skills, because we're developers, we're not designers. It'll also localize your screenshots into many different languages, and when you export, you can export it to Android, iOS, just iPhone, iPad, saving you so much time. And yes, this video is sponsored by AppScreens, the tool that we're going to use, but after they reached out and I played around with the tool for a little bit, I'm converted. I'm gonna use AppScreens for my apps going forward. I mean, look, here's what I used to do. Here's my crazy big sketch file. I had to find all the device frames myself, mask the screenshots to fit in there, design everything. It was just so tedious, so time consuming, and such a pain. And AppScreens just takes all that away. It just saves me so much time as an indie dev. All right, let me show you this thing in action. Here I am at the main AppScreens website. Now, in my opinion, there's 3 different levels on how you can use this tool. So level 1 would be a developer that's like, hey, I just want something pretty decent up there and I only want to spend a few minutes on it. Well, that's where you go to these templates here, and there's tons of beautifully designed App Store templates. Now, by the way, these templates are just a starting point. You can customize these further, change the background, change the font, change the colors, but that's level 2. We're gonna get into that in a second. Right now, I wanna demonstrate level 1 basics, where you find a cool template that you like, you just upload your screenshots, maybe localize it if you need to, export them, and you're good to go. So if you do like one of these templates, you can get your screenshots super fast. And again, you can customize them. We'll get back to that later. So let me demonstrate that by going up to this very basic, dark, simple, bold. So I'll copy to account. You can name the project whatever you want. So we'll do creator view, that's my app, add tag. Here I have creator view as the app. And then I want the orientation to be portrait. You can update your output sizes here. So you can see this will export into the proper screenshot size for our Android phones and tablets. I'm gonna keep those selected, even though we're not going to have Android screenshots, but I just wanna show you this in the export process. And then I can have my, whatever phone size, iPad, Mac OS. We're gonna keep phone and iPad. Go ahead and hit create. Cool, here are my basic screenshots. Now all I have to do is upload my app screens. So we're gonna go to app screens here. And here's where you upload your screenshots, your iPhone, your iPad. If you have Android screenshots, you do it there. We're gonna do iPhone and iPad to show you that. Now I've already taken screenshots of my devices and sent them to my Finder. Hopefully you can handle that on your own. So let's do money for the first one, and then iPad money. That way it is the same screen. Cool, and then we'll go to screen 2. And I'm only gonna do these 2 before I'll edit out the video, because this is pretty tedious, like you get this. So the next phone one is gonna be the schedule, and then the iPad schedule. So again, you wanna make sure you're uploading the same iPhone and iPad screenshots of the same screen. But what this is gonna allow us to do is when we export, we're gonna get iPad screenshots based on our design as well. Again, saving you so much time. All right, so I'm gonna upload the rest of my screens, but I'm gonna edit that out and we'll get back into the tool in a second. Okay, I finished uploading all 6 of my screens. I'm gonna hit save, and then you see we're back in our tool, and then now you see the creator view screenshots already in there. Now I only did 6, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete these last 2. Click on that, delete, just because these are the templates still. You can, of course, upload all your screenshots. For the sake of time in the video, we're only doing 6. But you can see, just like that, I have the basic App Store screenshots for creator view. Now, like I said, this can be customized. I can change the background color. I can change the device frame. I can change the font. Obviously, I'm gonna need to change the words here to match my app, but I'm not gonna customize this right now. We're gonna do that in the next example. Again, this is the example where we're just, hey, I need some basic screenshots. But let me show you some cool things with localization and the export. So let me update my title here. And here's a very intuitive tool here, right? You can change the layout, change the background. This is the customization. Right now I wanna change the title and subtitle. And let's say the title, I want, not improve your app screens. What I can do, because I connected this with my app, I can hit the little AI button, and you can see it already pulls from creator view on the App Store. You can see what I currently have, and it gives me some suggestions. So on this screen, I'm gonna say maximize your earnings. So that's how you would just update all the titles. You can do the subtitle as well. Again, for the sake of the video, I'm not gonna go through and update everything, but I still wanna show off, again, this cool AI that will use your app and give you suggestions. So this is my schedule. Let's go plan content ahead, and then you can obviously tweak it and change it, adjust it if you like. Cool, we'll keep that. So like I said, super fast. I have App Store screenshots that I can now export. But let's get some localization going, right? Maximize your earnings, plan your content ahead. If you click on the language preview, translate text. Now we haven't set up languages yet, so go ahead and set up languages, but it's super simple, right? We want our AI translator. The default language is English. Export language. I don't know, let's type Spanish. Great, I love this UI too. French. Cool. German, that's always a fun one to localize in. And hit update. So now our dropdown will update with our languages, right? I have German. Great, here's my screenshots in German, and you notice the font shrunk a little bit, and that's because German's obviously a very large language and it has to fit. But now I have German. If I go to Spanish, There we go, there it is in Spanish. Now, I have iPhones, I can check my iPad. What's the iPad gonna look like? There's the iPad screenshots. So you can see just how quickly I got some decent looking screenshots for iPhone and iPad and localized into 3 languages. Editing Sean here. While filming, I forgot to mention that when you're uploading your screenshots, you may have screenshots that are actually in German, Spanish, French. As you can see in the upper right, there's a drop down where you can select the language and then upload the appropriate screenshot for that language. That way everything is localized to German, Spanish, French, or whatever language you chose. All right, back to the video. Now, of course, we didn't do any customizations, but again, this was the use case of I want some decent looking screenshots relatively easily. So let's go back to the phone and English. And because these sets of screenshots are so easy and fast to create, now you can create a few different ones so you can have easier A/B testing. Before, when you were A/B testing screenshots, you had to make and design all of them yourself. Such a hassle that you most likely didn't even do it. So this tool allows you to A/B test a lot more easily. Now, like I said, this was a simple design because I wanted to show you the use case where you just pick the template, we go back to the templates, swap out your screenshots, export it, and you're good to go. But like I said, these are just a starting point. You can customize these greatly. So I'm gonna scroll down to this one screenshot set that I'm going to pick to customize this to make it our own. I like these stackable phones. So let's copy to account. Let's say creator view 2. And this is an example of A/B testing as well. Easily create these, hit create. And I have my basic template, and now we're gonna start customizing this. All right, so first things first, just like before, I need to upload the app screens. And here we have more than one device. You can see layer 1, layer 2, and it does say top or bottom. Now bottom is like the Z index. So the bottom is gonna be this one that you can kind of see peeking out here. So for that, I want that to be my schedule. So I'm going to upload the phone schedule, and we're only gonna use the iPhone for this one. You already saw me do an example with the iPad. So to speed up the video, we're gonna stick to the iPhone. So that's the bottom layer, which is this one on the right that's kind of peeking out. Now the top device, we're going to use the money screenshot, hit open, there you go. And then for screen 2, and I'm only showing these 2 because these are a little tricky. The ones that only have one phone, like that's pretty easy to understand. But this one confused me at first. So this layer 3 top, the bottom right corner of this is peeking out just a little bit down there. So I want to make this the money one because that was the very top one, the main one. Hit open, and then the middle one, that is our schedule. So we'll go device 2, that is the schedule. So if you have multiple devices in your screenshots, make sure you're uploading the right one. So we'll do iPhone schedule here. And then for the very top one, the small one back here, we'll do dashboard. Okay, I just wanted to show you when there's multiple devices uploading the layers. For the rest of the screens here, there's just one device. You see me upload that, so I'm gonna edit out this part as I upload my screenshots. All right, so I've got my screenshots uploaded and saved. Now let's change the background. Let's change the device type. Let's change the font. Let's change these images. Again, to show you how I can get something that's more aligned with my brand rather than this Starry Night theme. Really, I chose this because I like the general layout. So let's start changing the other stuff. So background, here you can choose new images and you can either upload your own, there's preset images, you can go to Unsplash. Unsplash has gradients, all kinds of images. So you can be really flexible with your background. And remember, this background spans the entire range of screenshots. You'll see that here. So I'm gonna go to preset images and go to light gradient because this top left one fits with my teal colored theme, right? But you have many other options for gradients, but I'm gonna pick this one. And then you can either position it in the middle, bottom, top of this image as it's going across. So we'll do the top. Cool, I like that. So that background works nicely for what I'm looking for. And again, you can see the gradient spanning across all the screenshots, not just per screen. Now what I want to do is change the device type. And you see here we got the bottom device and the top device. So for the top device, which is this main money one, I can change the frame to 3D device mockup right. I need to save my progress and see how it tilted it to the right. It's a real one. I don't want like a realistic looking one. I want matte dark, but again, you see gold, gray, whatever kind of phone you like here. So I'm gonna do matte dark. I like this matte style. And I have that one twisted to the right. And then this scheduled device, I'm gonna do the same thing, except I'm gonna tilt it to the left a little bit. And we're gonna use, again, matte dark. So now that I got my devices looking how I want, let's go to our font here. So I don't want to include subtitle. Let's get rid of that. We're gonna keep these simple and clean. In the top one, I'm gonna say, grow your YouTube business. And for the font, they have Google fonts. You can create your custom ones if you want to like upload SF family of fonts. You can do that with the TTF file. We're just going to do enter, keep it simple. That's a pretty techie type font. And I want to do bold, but you can see you can change the color, you can change the background. I'm gonna do a solid color for the background. And again, you can do the typical inspector. Let's match it with the red of my bars there. You see padding, rounding. I mean, you can just customize everything. This tool is very, very powerful, this builder. I think I need to highlight this and then make it bold. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. You can copy settings from one design all to the other. You don't have to design them individually. However, for this specific layout, because I'm doing this one's angled left, this one's angled right, and I'm gonna have different shadows, I am gonna have to do these individually. But once you get to the more standard ones, where it's like one screen, some text, you can copy that format, the device type, the font, all that stuff to the rest of your screenshots so you don't have to redo it. Again, this first one is a special one because I'm tweaking the way they're angled. So let's edit this one. So remember, see this little corner sticking out? That's the one I want to do first, and that's the top layer. So let's go to that device. Let's do dynamic frame, 3D mockup right, and we want matte dark to match that. There we go. And then now the schedule is 3D mockup left, so that's this middle layer here. 3D mockup left, let's give us matte dark there. And then the bottom layer, the small dashboard view, is just no rotation. So we'll go flat device mockup, save it, and matte dark to get uniform device types there. Now you can add and play with shadows. I want to give it some depth, so we'll give it a solid color shadow. We'll say the alpha can be like 35. I played with these a little bit to dial these in here. And then I like the 35 by 35 for the shadow with a blur of like 70. So there you can see on that device, very subtle shadow. So let's add that shadow to the schedule device as well. Solid color, I did alpha of 35, blur of 70, and then X and Y of 35 and 35. Again, just to give it that subtle shadow there, as if the light source was from the upper left shining down. So cool, you can see what the original template was and how I made it my own to fit my own brand, my own style for these two screenshots. So I'm gonna save those. Now let's do these last two because there's an icon and text, and I'm gonna show you how you can copy styles so you don't always have to tweak everything. So let's keep with the theme here on the device. Let's go flat device mockup, matte dark gray. For the title and the subtitle, don't wanna include the subtitle. The title is going to be bold, and we'll give it a background, solid color, and we'll pick like a dark teal here, just to give the screen some texture a little bit. And again, the font is going to be Enter, and it's going to say, know your money. Now, obviously this has nothing to do with Siri, so you can easily change these images as well. Again, there are preset images. You can go to Unsplash, you can add your own. I had ChatGPT make me up some icons here. You can see icon for goals and expenses. Simple ChatGPT prompt, hey, create me a receipt with a magnifying glass in like app iconography style, PNG, transparent background, that sort of stuff. So cool, I got my icon in there now for know your money. And you can customize the icon as well. Like I don't like the shadow, so let's get rid of the shadow up there. And then if I want to resize the icon, let's make the height a little bigger. Nope, not that much bigger. These are in percentages, not points. We're so used to dealing points as a developer. So, okay, cool. You can tweak the height, the width, the padding, all kinds of stuff. Like I said, this is a very powerful editor. So now that we have this set, right? We got our icon, know your money with the font. We got the device type. Now when I do settings, copy settings, cool. I want to copy it to screenshot 4, not all of them. And then, yeah, I want device style, device type, text styles, hit copy. And there you can see we got our style. Let me hit the check mark there to see this. Now, of course, we have to update our image and our text, but the style is there. So for the text here, we want to say, hit your goals. And then the image here, like I said, I got ChatGPT to create my icons. There's the goal icon. Get that in there. There we go. Hit your goals. And again, let's get rid of the shadow, no shadow. All right, so as you can see, if I look at all my screenshots, now look, I'm not saying these are gonna be award-winning screenshots, but you saw me play around with this for just a few minutes. And the tool is very, very powerful. You can create your own, have all your devices, rotate them how you want, add shadows, add different device frames. And again, just like before, let's go ahead and translate the text. Let's go ahead and set up my languages. You've already seen this, so let's just do Spanish. Cool, hit update. There we go. Now I have a Spanish version of my screenshots that I just created, just like that. I don't speak Spanish, so I hope that's correct. Maybe some of you can correct this for me. But again, the power is quickly design great App Store screenshots. Get a template that you use as a basis, customize it, make it your own, get localizations. You can have an iPad version of this, export that all, and automatically upload it to the App Store. Again, this tool, App Screens, saves you so much time. I can't emphasize that enough. Again, look at this old sketch file that I had to use for all my screenshots. And I didn't even do localization because it would just take too much time. So like I said, I'm so happy AppScreens reached out because I'm converted. I'm now a user of AppScreens, so I was excited to share this with you all, and hopefully you guys can get value from it too. Now, this is a freemium product, right? So you can see pricing. Well, let's go ahead and save this. So there's some free features, and then you can do some pro features. So you can see what's in the free and what's in the pro. Like for pro, you get all device sizes, you get that auto upload, you get the localization into 70+ languages, you can create and restyle with AI, and it's reasonably priced at $6.75 a month. Again, for the time you saved, to me, that's like a no-brainer. So go check out AppScreens, give it a shot. Link is in the description, and let me know what you think.